Space, the final frontier. But what if this vast expanse, which has fueled our wildest dreams and aspirations, is hiding dangers far beyond our comprehension? Picture this: you're floating weightlessly, surrounded by the infinite black void, when suddenly you realize that survival depends on more than just bravery. Space is not merely an adventure, it's a battlefield of unseen threats. From tiny particles traveling faster than bullets to radiation capable of altering your very DNA, the risks are as invisible as they are relentless. In this video, we're diving into 25 hidden dangers that make space exploration one of the most perilous endeavors humanity has ever faced. These are the things you won't find in the glossy brochures or Hollywood epics. Stay with us, because by the end of this journey, you'll have a newfound respect for the courage, innovation, and resilience it takes to explore the cosmos. Ready to uncover the dark secrets of the universe, let's embark on this electrifying expedition. Now turning to the uncharted challenges of space, it's easy to see why humanity has always been captivated by the idea of exploring the cosmos. From ancient stargazers mapping constellations to modern-day rockets piercing the atmosphere, our fascination with the stars has driven us to push boundaries and redefine what's possible. But as thrilling as it all sounds, space is far from the idyllic realm of adventure we often imagine. Behind the breathtaking images of shimmering galaxies and distant planets lies a shadowy reality, one fraught with dangers that are as unforgiving as they are hidden. These hazards aren't always the dramatic catastrophes seen in blockbuster films. Many are subtle, creeping threats that can go unnoticed until it's too late. Some reside in the technological marvels we build, while others are woven into the very fabric of the universe itself. The truth is, journeying beyond Earth comes at a steep price, not just in terms of resources, but also in human resilience and ingenuity. Today, we're peeling back the curtain to expose 25 hidden dangers you'll face out there, starting with the microscopic yet deadly bullets of space micrometeoroids. Now turning to the microscopic yet deadly bullets of space, let's talk about micrometeoroids. These are tiny particles, often no larger than a grain of sand, but don't be deceived by their size. Traveling at speeds of up to tens of thousands of miles per hour, they carry enough kinetic energy to become lethal projectiles. In fact, even something as small as a paint fleck can puncture spacecraft walls or crack a window if it strikes at high velocity. The International Space Station, for instance, bears the scars of countless micrometeoroid impacts, with its outer protective shielding showing pits and perforations as proof of these encounters. Imagine something that small slicing through a spacesuit during a spacewalk. That's a life-threatening scenario for astronauts. These tiny but powerful fragments can come from natural sources, like debris from comets or asteroids, or be man-made, such as fragments from old satellites. Their omnipresence makes them an invisible but constant threat that engineers and astronauts must always account for. Specialized materials and shielding have been developed to minimize the damage, but complete protection is nearly impossible. So, while micrometeoroids may be small, their potential for destruction is enormous, a hidden peril that constantly reminds us of the risks of venturing beyond Earth's atmosphere. Moving forward, we turn our attention to another untamed force of nature in space, the fiery bursts of energy we know as solar flares. As the next challenge unfolds, we direct our gaze toward the fiery phenomena known as solar flares, explosive bursts of energy originating from the sun's surface. These colossal eruptions occur when the sun's magnetic fields twist and snap, releasing massive amounts of energy into space. The sheer scale of these events is staggering. Imagine the energy equivalent of millions of nuclear bombs detonating simultaneously. While the bright, breathtaking imagery of solar flares may look fascinating from a distance, their effects are far from harmless. Solar flares unleash streams of charged particles that can interfere with satellite communications, disrupting our GPS systems, television signals, and even critical aviation communications. But the dangers do not stop there. For astronauts outside the protective bubble of Earth's magnetic field, these energetic particles pose serious radiation risks, potentially damaging their cells and increasing long-term health concerns. Back on Earth, these flares can trigger geomagnetic storms, which may lead to power grid failures, like the infamous blackout of 1989 in Quebec, caused by a solar storm. The aftermath of such storms can ripple across entire continents. Efforts are ongoing to better predict and mitigate the effects of solar flares, with scientists constantly monitoring the sun through advanced telescopes and satellites. Despite these precautions, solar flares serve as a humbling reminder of the sun's incredible power and the thin thread of technology and planning that keeps humanity resilient against such cosmic forces. With that in mind, we now shift our focus to another pressing challenge looming above us, the growing threat of space debris. Moving forward, we delve into the increasingly pressing issue of space debris, a byproduct of humanity's ambitious journey into the cosmos. Picture this: fragments of defunct satellites, discarded rocket parts, and tiny shards of metal all hurtling around Earth at speeds that can exceed 17,000 miles per hour. These objects, though seemingly small and insignificant, carry immense potential for destruction due to their high velocity. Even a paint fleck moving at such speeds can puncture spacecraft or satellites, causing millions of dollars in damage and endangering lives. This growing cloud of debris poses a particularly alarming threat because of something known as the Kessler syndrome, a chain reaction scenario where collisions between these fragments generate even more debris, increasing the likelihood of further collisions. If left unchecked, this cascading effect could render certain orbits unusable, jeopardizing essential infrastructure like communication satellites, weather forecasting systems, and even scientific missions. To combat this looming crisis, researchers and space agencies around the world are exploring innovative solutions, such as using nets, robotic arms, or lasers to capture and remove debris. However, the challenge remains monumental as the volume of objects in orbit continues to grow with each new launch. Tackling space debris is not merely a technical endeavor but a shared responsibility, requiring global collaboration to preserve the usability of Earth's orbits for future generations. With this sobering reality in mind, we now turn our attention to yet another invisible menace that threatens those who venture beyond our planet: cosmic radiation. Now turning to the next formidable challenge, we encounter the perilous threat of cosmic radiation, an invisible hazard that lurks in the depths of space. Cosmic rays are high-energy particles originating from distant stars and exploding supernova, bombarding everything in their path, including our brave astronauts. Unlike the protective atmosphere and magnetic field we enjoy on Earth, space offers no such natural shield, leaving those who venture beyond our planet vulnerable to these energetic particles. The impact of this exposure is profound, as prolonged interaction with cosmic radiation can damage DNA, increase the risks of cancer, and even lead to degenerative conditions such as cataracts or cardiovascular issues. This is not just a theoretical concern. Astronauts on long-duration missions, like those aboard the International Space Station, are carefully monitored for radiation levels to mitigate these risks. Studies have shown that even short-term exposure can have lasting effects, making cosmic radiation one of the most pressing challenges for future human exploration of deep space. To counter this threat, NASA and other space agencies are delving into advanced research, exploring innovative shielding technologies such as lightweight materials designed to absorb or deflect harmful particles. Additionally, scientists are investigating pharmaceuticals that could bolster the body's natural defenses against radiation. However, finding a comprehensive solution remains a work in progress, as the balance between effective protection and practicality in spacecraft design continues to challenge experts. As humanity looks toward ambitious goals like establishing colonies on Mars or venturing into the outer reaches of the solar system, Addressing the dangers of cosmic radiation will be critical to ensuring the safety and survival of those bold enough to make the journey. With this in mind, let's move on to another profound danger awaiting in the cosmic void, the deadly vacuum of space. Now turning to the harrowing challenge of surviving the vacuum of space, we uncover a realm where the absence of air pressure, oxygen, and stable temperatures creates an environment utterly hostile to human life. In space, there is no air to breathe and no atmospheric pressure to counterbalance the internal pressure of the human body. Without proper protection, exposure to the vacuum of space would result in immediate and catastrophic consequences. The lack of air pressure would cause bodily fluids to vaporize due to the boiling point dropping dramatically in such conditions. This could lead to swelling, intense pain, and eventual unconsciousness within mere seconds. Moreover, the absence of oxygen would cause hypoxia, rendering a person unconscious within minutes, followed quickly by asphyxiation. In addition to these physiological effects, the extreme temperatures in space add another layer of danger. Depending on exposure to sunlight or shadow, temperatures can swing from boiling heat to freezing cold in a matter of moments, further endangering both humans and equipment. These dangers are not purely speculative. History provides chilling examples such as the Soyuz 11 tragedy, where a depressurization incident claimed the lives of 3 cosmonauts, highlighting the critical importance of airtight systems and safety protocols. Space agencies worldwide have developed robust spacesuits and spacecraft to protect against the unforgiving vacuum, ensuring that astronauts remain safe from these brutal conditions. These suits are marvels of engineering designed to regulate pressure, provide breathable oxygen, and shield wearers from temperature extremes. However, even with the most advanced technology, the vacuum of space remains an ever-present danger, reminding us of the razor-thin margin for error in human space exploration. With this sobering reality in mind, let us now move forward to explore yet another silent menace lurking in the cosmos' spacecraft malfunctions. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the perilous world of spacecraft malfunctions, where even the smallest technical glitch can spiral into a catastrophic event. In the unforgiving environment of space, reliability is everything. A single failure in the life support system could mean a shortage of breathable oxygen, uncontrollable temperatures, or the inability to filter out harmful carbon dioxide, each posing a threat to life in moments. Communication breakdowns are another area of grave concern. Without a reliable link to mission control on Earth, astronauts are left to navigate critical emergencies alone, making split-second decisions with limited resources. The infamous Apollo 13 mission is a powerful example of how fragile human space exploration can be. When an oxygen tank exploded en route to the moon, it rendered the spacecraft service module nearly inoperable. Astronauts had to rely on their ingenuity, teamwork, and support from Earth to devise a life-saving workaround, ultimately surviving a scenario that could have easily turned fatal. Malfunctions do not always announce themselves with dramatic explosions. A malfunction as simple as a stuck valve or a software error could jeopardize entire missions. Astronauts undergo extensive training to handle these situations, but the inherent risk remains a haunting reminder of the high stakes of space travel. Moving forward, let us explore a force of nature with the power to consume everything in its path, leaving behind questions and unease, black holes. Moving forward, we enter the enigmatic and chilling domain of black holes, one of the most mysterious and formidable phenomena in our universe. A black hole is formed when a massive star collapses under its own gravity, creating a region in space where gravity is so intense that not even light can escape. This immense gravitational pull gives black holes their frightening reputation, as anything that ventures too close is inexorably drawn in, crushed to an unimaginable density. For spacecraft, the prospect of encountering a black hole is nothing short of catastrophic. Once past the event horizon, the the point of no return escape becomes physically impossible. The spacecraft and everyone aboard would be stretched and compressed in a process scientists call spaghettification, a term that underscores just how merciless this phenomenon is. But the threat does not stop at individual spacecraft. The immense gravitational forces of black holes pose risks to nearby star systems as well, potentially disrupting orbital patterns or even drawing celestial objects into their grasp. While black holes are often depicted as voracious cosmic monsters devouring everything, their mysteries extend beyond destruction. The intense environment around them continues to challenge our understanding of physics, forcing scientists to reconsider what we know about time, space, and matter. Theoretical scenarios even suggest that black holes could serve as gateways to other parts of the universe, though such ideas remain far beyond the scope of practical exploration. Despite their allure as a subject of fascination, black holes serve as a stark reminder of the perilous unknowns lurking in the cosmos. With these cosmic giants in mind, let us move on to another relentless adversary of space exploration, the extremes of temperature that test the limits of human ingenuity and endurance. Now turning to the next formidable challenge, we face the deadly extremes of temperature in space, where conditions push the boundaries of human engineering and survival. In the shadow of Earth or other celestial bodies, temperatures can plummet to a bone-chilling -250 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to freeze most substances solid in an instant. Conversely, in direct sunlight, the absence of atmospheric protection allows temperatures to soar to over 250 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to sear through unprotected materials. These extreme fluctuations occur within mere minutes as objects transition between light and shadow, presenting a relentless test for spacecraft and spacesuits. Designing equipment capable of withstanding this dual onslaught requires the integration of advanced thermal control systems. These systems manage heat absorption and dissipation, ensuring that electronics and life support systems remain functional. Spacecraft are fitted with special insulating materials such as multi-layer insulation blankets to minimize temperature swings. Meanwhile, spacesuits are equipped with built-in cooling garments lined with water tubes to regulate body temperature, allowing astronauts to endure these hostile conditions. The danger, however, extends beyond mere equipment failure. If these systems malfunction, an astronaut could suffer from either hypothermia or heat stroke in a matter of moments, making temperature regulation a literal matter of life and death. The unforgiving nature of space's thermal extremes highlights just how precarious survival is beyond our planet. With these challenges in mind, let us now explore an equally insidious danger: hypoxia, the silent threat of oxygen deprivation. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the silent and treacherous threat of hypoxia, a condition caused by oxygen deprivation that can quickly turn deadly in the vacuum of space. Hypoxia silently creeps in when the oxygen levels required for human survival drop to critically low levels, affecting the brain and body in dangerous ways. In the context of space exploration, even a minor technical error, such as a small leak in a spacecraft or spacesuit, can lead to a rapid loss of breathable air. Without immediate intervention, astronauts may experience symptoms like confusion, dizziness, and loss of consciousness within seconds, leaving little to no time for corrective action. A stark example of this danger can be seen in the tragic incident of Soyuz 11. In this mission, 3 cosmonauts were returning to Earth after successfully docking with the first-ever space station. However, during their descent, a cabin depressurization occurred, exposing them to the vacuum of space. With no chance to react in time, all 3 lost their lives, marking a somber reminder of the lethal risks associated with hypoxia. This incident underscores the critical importance of airtight integrity in spacecraft and the inclusion of pressurized suits during high-risk moments, such as takeoff and re-entry. Modern space missions prioritize systems to detect and address any signs of depressurization instantly, equipping both astronauts and spacecraft with multiple layers of fail-safes. Emergency oxygen reserves, combined with rigorous training for astronauts to recognize even the earliest symptoms of oxygen deprivation, are pivotal in managing this ever-present threat. Yet, the specter of hypoxia remains a grim testament to the fragile line between life and death in space. With this quiet but deadly danger in mind, let us now examine another critical aspect of space survival: how unforeseen challenges with the very suits designed to protect astronauts can sometimes become threats themselves. Now turning to the very suits that stand as the first line of defense for astronauts, we uncover the hidden dangers of spacesuits themselves. While these marvels of engineering are designed to shield astronauts from the harshness of space, they are not without their flaws. One of the most significant risks is puncture damage. A single stray micrometeoroid or sharp edge on a spacecraft surface could breach the suit's outer layer, compromising its ability to maintain pressure and provide life-supporting oxygen. Even the smallest puncture can escalate into a life-threatening emergency in mere moments. Limited mobility is another challenge. Spacesuits are bulky and rigid, which can make precise movements difficult during spacewalks. Astronauts often face fatigue as they work against the suit's pressurized environment, which resists their every motion. This physical strain over prolonged missions can reduce efficiency and increase the likelihood of errors. Then there's the risk of suit malfunctions, which could range from a faulty communication system to a failure in the oxygen supply. A stark example of this occurred in 2013, when astronaut Luca Parmitano faced a harrowing incident during a spacewalk. His helmet began filling with water due to a cooling system leak. Unable to see or breathe properly, he was forced to make an emergency return to the International Space Station, narrowly avoiding disaster. Such incidents highlight the complexity and potential fallibility of spacesuit systems. Modern advancements aim to reduce these risks by incorporating improved materials, enhanced flexibility, and rigorous testing processes. Yet, as technology evolves, the inherent dangers persist, reminding us that even the tools meant to protect can become threats in their own right. With these vulnerabilities in mind, we now look further inward to the psychological challenges astronauts face when isolated in the boundless void of space. Moving forward, we delve into one of the most profound challenges of space exploration: the psychological stress that comes with isolation and confinement. Imagine being hundreds of thousands of miles away from Earth, surrounded by the unending void of space, with only a handful of people for company, if any at all. This reality can take a tremendous toll on the human mind. Prolonged missions often lead to feelings of loneliness and homesickness, which can escalate into depression if left unaddressed. The lack of natural sunlight, the absence of fresh air, and the unchanging environment of a spacecraft can further intensify these emotions, creating a sense of monotony that wears down even the most resilient individuals. Irritability is another common outcome, as astronauts must share close quarters with their crewmates, leaving little room for personal space or privacy. Minor disagreements can quickly become sources of tension in such an environment, requiring exceptional interpersonal skills and emotional control to maintain harmony. Claustrophobia is also a genuine risk, with the confined spaces of spacecraft and space stations offering few opportunities for physical movement or escape. Astronauts have spoken candidly about these challenges. For instance, during the Skylab missions, crew members reported feelings of frustration due to the cramped quarters and demanding schedules. Similarly, modern astronauts aboard the International Space Station have noted how the absence of earthly comforts can take a psychological toll over time. To combat these issues, space agencies have implemented measures such as regular communication with loved ones, carefully structured schedules, and access to psychological support. Astronauts are also trained extensively to handle conflict resolution and stress management before embarking on their missions. Despite these preparations, the mental strain of prolonged isolation remains an ever-present risk. As we uncover these invisible struggles of the mind, the next challenge awaiting astronauts brings us back to the physical realm, where the durability of spacecraft and objects in orbit is constantly tested. Now turning to the persistent issue of orbital decay, we face a challenge that threatens both the functionality of our satellites and the safety of Earth itself. Orbital decay occurs when objects in low Earth orbit gradually lose altitude due to the thin traces of atmospheric drag present, even in the vacuum of space. While it might seem negligible, this drag slowly pulls satellites, space debris, and other objects closer to Earth over time. As these objects descend, they often burn up upon re-entry due to the intense heat generated by friction with the atmosphere. However, not all fragments disintegrate completely. Larger pieces can survive and pose significant risks to populated areas on the ground. Imagine a scenario where a defunct satellite, after years of orbiting silent, suddenly becomes a fiery projectile hurtling toward Earth. This is not just an abstract concern. For example, in the past, large chunks of space debris have crashed back to Earth, like when parts of a Chinese rocket made uncontrolled re-entry and scattered debris across multiple countries in recent years. The unpredictability of these events leaves little room for preparation, heightening the potential for damage or injury. Orbital decay also jeopardizes active spacecraft and the journey of new missions. With thousands of objects orbiting Earth, a decaying satellite can collide with functional equipment, creating a cascade of new debris, a phenomenon called the Kessler syndrome, where each collision exponentially increases the amount of dangerous space junk. This domino effect could make certain orbital regions unusable, severely hindering future space exploration and satellite deployment. To combat the dangers of orbital decay, organizations are developing strategies like designing satellites to deorbit and disintegrate safely at the end of their life cycles, or inventing innovative technologies to actively remove debris from orbit. Despite these efforts, the challenge of managing decaying objects is an ongoing battle that requires constant vigilance and global cooperation. As we reflect on the threats posed by falling debris, another hazard looms above and around us, silent but ever-present fires that behave in ways you might never expect in the zero-gravity environment of space. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the unexpected and often underestimated danger of fire in the microgravity environment of space. On Earth, fire behaves predictably. Heat rises, flames point upward, and oxygen feeds combustion in a controlled manner. However, in space, where gravity is almost non-existent, fire takes on an entirely different and far more dangerous form. Without gravity to direct the flow of hot air, flames in space assume a spherical shape, spreading out evenly in all directions. This creates unusual and unpredictable fire behavior, making it harder to control or extinguish. To make matters worse, in the closed and oxygen-rich environment of spacecraft, even a small spark can escalate into a life-threatening blaze. One real-life example of this occurred aboard the Russian Mir space station in the 1990s, when a fire broke out in an oxygen-generating canister. Flames quickly filled the confined space, and the crew struggled to put it out while avoiding inhaling toxic fumes. This incident lasted for what must have felt like an eternity, over 14 minutes before the fire was finally contained. It served as a stark reminder of how perilous fire can be in the unique conditions of space. Microgravity also causes flames to burn at lower temperatures but consume fuel more slowly, allowing them to smolder longer than they would on Earth. This makes it even more challenging to detect hidden fires before they erupt into larger problems. Researchers continue to study fire dynamics in space to develop better prevention and extinguishing methods. For example, specialized fire suppression systems and non-flammable materials are designed specifically for use in space missions. Even with these advancements, the risk of fire remains a constant threat, one that astronauts train extensively to handle. With fire in space being an ever-present hazard, the challenges of space don't stop here. Moving forward, another danger silently gnaws at astronauts and equipment alike, a phenomenon that starts internally but can have catastrophic consequences: space motion sickness. Moving forward, we confront a challenge that might seem minor compared to the catastrophic risks of fire or micrometeoroids, yet it directly impacts an astronaut's ability to function effectively: space motion sickness. Caused by the lack of gravity, this condition, also known as space adaptation syndrome, occurs when the inner ear, eyes, and body sensors send conflicting signals to the brain. On Earth, gravity provides a consistent reference point that helps our body maintain balance and orientation. But in the microgravity environment of space, this system is thrown into disarray, leading to symptoms such as nausea, dizziness, headaches, and vomiting. Imagine trying to operate complex machinery or conduct high-stakes scientific experiments while your body feels completely uncooperative. For astronauts, managing these symptoms is not just about comfort, it's a matter of completing mission-critical tasks. One astronaut described their first few days in space as feeling like they were tumbling endlessly, even while sitting still. Another admitted that the disorientation made it difficult to focus on the simplest procedures, something no amount of Earth-based training could fully prepare them for. Around half of all astronauts experience some level of space motion sickness during the initial days of their mission, though the symptoms often subside as the body gradually adapts to the new environment. However, in those crucial first days, this condition can severely impair their ability to perform complex or even routine tasks. This is why astronauts undergo rigorous pre-flight training that includes simulations designed to mimic the effects of microgravity. Additionally, they are equipped with medications to manage nausea and other symptoms, although these can sometimes cause drowsiness or other side effects, presenting yet another challenge. The ongoing study of space motion sickness doesn't just aim to better equip astronauts for current missions, but also plays a crucial role in preparing for future long-duration stays on the Moon or Mars. As we continue to learn about and combat this invisible yet powerful adversary, the journey through space presents yet another hurdle that astronauts must overcome. And speaking of hurdles, let's now turn to an ever-present challenge in space exploration that interacts with both humans and technology alike: the varying gravitational forces encountered beyond Earth. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the perplexing world of gravitational anomalies, those shifts in gravity that can greatly influence both human physiology and spacecraft navigation in the vast expanse beyond Earth. Gravity, as we know it on our home planet, provides a constant force that has shaped every aspect of our lives and evolution. However, in space, this fundamental force becomes unpredictable. When astronauts travel to the Moon, Mars, or even simply orbit the Earth, they experience either reduced gravity or microgravity, environments where the usual pull of gravity is diminished or almost non-existent. While this may sound liberating, the reality is far from simple. For astronauts, the long-term absence of Earth's gravitational pull can wreak havoc on their bodies. Bones begin to lose density at an accelerated rate, muscles weaken without regular use, and even the heart, which no longer has to pump blood upward against gravity, changes in size and function. In other words, the body starts to decondition, posing a serious risk for extended missions. But it's not just the human body that faces challenges. Spacecraft are also impacted by these anomalies. Variations in gravitational pull near different celestial bodies or during interplanetary travel complicate navigation systems that otherwise rely on consistent gravitational forces to stay on course. Take, for example, the gravitational slingshot maneuver, a technique used to propel spacecraft toward distant targets by utilizing the gravity of planets. A slight miscalculation in understanding these variations could cause a mission to veer off track, potentially leading to catastrophic consequences. Furthermore, for astronauts conducting surface missions on planets like Mars, where gravity is weaker than on Earth but stronger than in microgravity, this inconsistency presents an added challenge. Adapting to reduced gravitational environments requires extensive physical preparation and could still result in a slow recovery period for astronauts once they return to Earth. As technology advances, scientists are exploring solutions like artificial gravity, generated through rotating spacecraft, to mitigate these issues. However, such measures are still in development and far from implementation on grand scales like interplanetary missions. In essence, gravitational anomalies remind us that even a force as familiar as gravity becomes a formidable obstacle when leaving our planetary home. As we continue to uncover the immense complexities of space travel, let's now explore a challenge that carries the weight of an entirely different kind: the vast and uncharted risks of venturing into deep space. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we venture into the vast, uncharted expanse of deep space, a realm where the line between discovery and danger becomes razor-thin. Unlike missions in low Earth orbit or even lunar expeditions, venturing into deep space means leaving the comfort of proximity to Earth far behind. Out there, the stakes are drastically higher. For one, the sheer distance from Earth translates into an undeniable truth. In the event of an emergency, rescue is almost impossible. Communication delays caused by the immense stretch between a spacecraft and Earth can range from minutes to even hours depending on the mission's location. This lag means that real-time guidance from mission control is no longer an option, forcing astronauts to rely entirely on their training, onboard systems, and each other. Equipment malfunctions or medical emergencies, issues that can often be resolved within reach of Earth, become life-threatening in the isolation of deep space. And then there is the challenge of the unknown. Exploring beyond familiar territory means exposing crews and technology to conditions we may not fully understand. Cosmic radiation levels intensify the farther you go from Earth's protective magnetic field, increasing the likelihood of both immediate harm and long-term health effects. There is also the potential to encounter phenomena that we simply cannot anticipate, things that, while fascinating scientifically, could spell disaster for unprepared missions. Furthermore, the psychological toll of extended isolation in such an alien environment cannot be overstated. With no view of our home planet to provide comfort, astronauts face a profound sense of detachment, one that can amplify feelings of loneliness and stress over time. Every small error could be magnified into a catastrophic outcome, making each decision a high-stakes gamble. As humanity sets its sights on destinations like Mars or even more distant objectives, the inherent risks of deep space travel underscore the need for groundbreaking advancements in safety, communication, and mission planning. The great unknowns of deep space embody both the allure and the peril of exploration, a reminder that venturing beyond our planetary cradle comes with extraordinary challenges. And now, as we navigate these uncharted waters, let us turn our focus to a hazard rooted not in the vastness of space, but in the remnants of our own technological past, the lingering threat of sodium-potassium coolant leaks. Now turning to a hazard created by humanity's own foray into space, we explore the lurking danger of sodium-potassium coolant leaks. These coolants, used extensively in defunct Soviet-era satellites, were once essential for their thermal regulation systems. However, over the decades, many of these satellites have aged, and their once-contained systems are now far from reliable. The problem lies in the fact that sodium-potassium coolant is highly reactive. In the vacuum of space, the coolant can leak out and solidify into tiny metallic droplets that remain in orbit, traveling at incredible velocities. These fast-moving droplets can collide with other orbiting objects, potentially causing significant damage to operational spacecraft or satellites. What's more concerning is that if these droplets impact certain materials, the reaction can generate enough heat to spark explosions. These small explosions may not seem catastrophic at first, but in the already strained environment of near-Earth orbit, even minor events can have a domino effect. A single explosion could create additional debris fragments, each becoming its own high-speed hazard. The cascading result is a worsening of the space debris problem, which itself adds to the mounting challenges of navigating Earth's orbit safely. As researchers investigate ways to track and mitigate these rogue droplets, the issue serves as a sobering reminder of the long-term consequences of space exploration. For while the achievements of the past are impressive, they have also left us with lingering risks that demand urgent attention. And as we grapple with the danger posed by human-made debris, let us shift focus to another peril in space, a silent predator known to exhaust even the most resilient: extreme fatigue. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the relentless toll of extreme fatigue, a hidden adversary faced by astronauts during space missions. Unlike life on Earth, where the natural rhythms of day and night help regulate our internal clocks, space offers no such comforting cycles. The absence of a consistent light-dark schedule can disrupt an astronaut's circadian rhythm, the body's natural mechanism for managing sleep and wakefulness. This disruption, compounded by the grueling responsibilities of space missions, can lead to profound physical and mental exhaustion. Astronauts often face long, demanding shifts filled with high-stakes tasks that require precision and focus, from conducting experiments to performing intricate repairs. On top of this, the confines of a spacecraft can create an unnatural and often stressful environment. Sleep in space is rarely restful. Noise from machinery, the lack of gravity causing the body to float in unfamiliar ways, and even the constant awareness of being millions of miles from home can interfere with relaxation. Over time, insufficient sleep accumulates into what is known as sleep debt, a condition that not only affects cognitive performance but also weakens the immune system and heightens the risk of errors. Imagine trying to solve complex problems or react swiftly to emergencies while battling the fog of exhaustion. It is no exaggeration to say that extreme fatigue can jeopardize the success of a mission. Space agencies are actively exploring countermeasures, such as carefully designed lighting systems to mimic Earth's day-night cycle and optimized schedules to balance work and rest. Despite these efforts, fatigue remains a formidable challenge in the unforgiving environment of space. And as we consider the psychological strain of endless hours under such conditions, it leads us to yet another hidden danger faced by astronauts: the potential threat of alien microorganisms. Moving forward, let's uncover the unsettling possibility of alien microorganisms, an invisible yet profound threat that lurks in the vast expanse of space. The idea of encountering life beyond Earth often sparks excitement, but not all forms of extraterrestrial life are benign. Imagine unknowingly transporting a microscopic stowaway from another planet back to Earth, or even encountering harmful microbes on a foreign world. Such scenarios, while hypothetical, are taken seriously by space agencies. These microorganisms could pose significant risks, not only to astronauts but also to Earth's ecosystems. For example, alien microbes may have vastly different biological properties, potentially introducing diseases for which humans have no immunity. Similarly, returning space missions could inadvertently contaminate our planet's delicate balance by bringing back organisms that disrupt local environments. The concern also extends in the other direction: earthly microorganisms hitching a ride into space. This could contaminate extraterrestrial ecosystems, particularly on planets like Mars or moons such as Europa, where conditions might support life. To address these concerns, stringent protocols are enforced during planetary exploration missions. Sterilization techniques are applied to spacecraft and equipment being sent to potentially habitable areas in space, and returning samples undergo intense quarantine to prevent any cross-contamination. While these safeguards are designed to minimize risks, the vast unknown of space and the unpredictability of microbial behavior keep this as an ongoing challenge. The potential dangers posed by alien microorganisms remind us of the complexity and responsibility involved in venturing beyond our terrestrial boundaries. As we move to our next hidden threat, we encounter the unpredictable and perilous forces of dust storms on other planets. As the next challenge unfolds, let us explore the formidable threat posed by dust storms on other planets, an often underestimated but highly destructive force. On Mars, for instance, dust storms can grow to colossal proportions, sometimes enveloping the entire planet in a haze of fine particles for weeks or even months. These storms are not just visually dramatic, they pose serious risks to both equipment and missions. The tiny dust particles on Mars are electrostatically charged, allowing them to cling stubbornly to surfaces, including solar panels, reducing their efficiency and potentially crippling power systems for rovers and habitats. Moreover, the abrasive nature of Martian dust can cause mechanical wear on critical components, shortening the lifespan of machinery designed for exploration. But the dangers do not stop at Mars. Venus, with its dense atmosphere, presents its own atmospheric hazards, such as clouds of sulfuric acid rain. While the surface of Venus is already a hostile environment due to extreme heat and pressure, these acidic droplets can corrode unprotected equipment, making landings and prolonged operations nearly impossible. Such phenomena are a stark reminder of the engineering challenges posed by extraterrestrial environments. To counter these risks, engineers are developing innovative solutions, such as dust-resistant coatings and more robust mechanical systems. But the unpredictability of planetary conditions remains an ever-present obstacle. Understanding and preparing for these atmospheric threats is crucial as humanity continues its ventures into our neighboring planets. With the danger of planetary dust storms and corrosive atmospheres in mind, we now turn to an equally perilous issue: the risk posed by spacecraft fuel and the catastrophic explosions it can trigger during missions. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the critical risks associated with spacecraft fuel and the devastating explosions it can cause during space missions. Spacecraft fuel, while essential for propulsion and maneuvering, carries with it an inherent danger due to its highly combustible nature. A single error in handling or design can lead to catastrophic consequences. One of the most tragic examples of this was the Challenger disaster, where a faulty O-ring in the shuttle's solid rocket booster allowed hot gas to leak, igniting the external fuel tank and ultimately resulting in the loss of the crew and vehicle. This tragic event serves as a grim reminder of the delicate balance between the power of propulsion and the fragility of engineering. Beyond launch scenarios, even in orbit, challenges persist. Fuel leaks or equipment malfunctions can lead to uncontrolled explosions, creating debris that not only endangers astronauts, but also other satellites and spacecraft in the vicinity. Space agencies and private companies alike have dedicated significant resources to enhancing safety protocols, from rigorous testing of fuel systems to employing advanced materials designed to withstand extreme conditions. Efforts are also being made to develop alternative propulsion technologies, such as electric and nuclear propulsion, which may reduce some of these risks in the future. However, as long as chemical fuel remains a cornerstone of space exploration, its potential dangers cannot be ignored. In facing this challenge, we continue to push the boundaries of innovation and vigilance. With this understanding of the volatile nature of spacecraft fuel, let us now explore the unknown effects of long-duration space travel and the toll it takes on the human body. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we now focus on the mysterious and evolving challenges of long-duration space travel and its impact on the human body. Beyond the excitement of venturing into the vast unknown, spending extended periods in microgravity introduces a host of complex health issues that researchers are still striving to fully understand. One of the most well-documented effects is muscle atrophy. Without the constant pull of Earth's gravity, the muscles used for activities like standing and walking gradually weaken, making routine tasks more challenging over time. Similarly, the absence of weight-bearing activities leads to significant bone density reduction, increasing the risk of fractures both during and after the mission. Vision loss is another concerning phenomenon, as fluid shifts in the body caused by microgravity can place pressure on the eyes, leading to changes in the shape of the optic nerve. This condition, known as spaceflight-associated neuroocular syndrome, can cause lasting impacts on astronauts returning to Earth. Yet, these are just the challenges we know about. The full spectrum of how prolonged exposure to the harsh environment of space affects the body remains largely uncharted. For example, there are emerging questions about how the reduced gravity impacts cell functions, immune responses, and even mental well-being. NASA and other space organizations are conducting groundbreaking studies aboard the International Space Station, including experiments on exercise regimens, specialized diets, and advanced medical monitoring, all aimed at mitigating these risks. Despite these efforts, the unknown factors still loom. From unexpected genetic changes to unforeseen medical issues, every extended mission carries an element of mystery and risk. As we prepare for future endeavors, such as long journeys to Mars or even beyond, understanding and addressing these challenges will be critical to ensuring the safety of the explorers who dare to push humanity's boundaries. Now, with these uncertainties in mind, let us take a closer look at how astronauts manage their perception of time during extended space missions and the surprising effects it has on both mental health and mission performance. Now turning to the fascinating but often overlooked challenge of time perception in space, we uncover a psychological phenomenon that has profound implications for astronauts' mental health and the success of their missions. In the microgravity environment of space, traditional cues that help humans track time on Earth, such as natural daylight cycles, are absent. Instead, astronauts aboard the International Space Station experience a staggering 16 sunrises and sunsets every 24-hour period due to their rapid orbit around Earth. This disruption to the normal circadian rhythm, the internal body clock that governs sleep and wake cycles, can lead to confusion, disorientation, and even fatigue over time. Beyond physical effects, the altered experience of time can weigh heavily on mental well-being. For some astronauts, the days in space may feel endless, creating a sense of monotony and isolation. For others, the rapid sequence of events can make it seem as if time is slipping away too quickly, adding pressure and stress to complete complex tasks. These altered perceptions can impact decision-making, focus, and overall performance during missions where precision is critical. To counter these effects, space agencies have implemented measures like structured schedules, carefully timed light exposure, and sleep management strategies to help maintain a sense of normalcy. For example, specialized lighting systems aboard the International Space Station simulate Earth-like day and night cycles to help regulate astronauts' circadian rhythms. Yet, these solutions are not foolproof, and the psychological burden of losing the familiar rhythm of time remains a significant challenge. As humanity's aspirations extend to longer missions, such as a 3-year journey to Mars, the stakes become even higher. Prolonged disruptions in time perception could amplify feelings of loneliness and exacerbate mental health issues, potentially affecting mission success. Researchers are now exploring innovative approaches, such as virtual reality simulations that recreate familiar Earth environments, to provide astronauts with a stronger sense of connection to the passage of time. While much progress has been made, the mysteries of how the human mind adapts to the timeless void of space are far from fully understood. With this in mind, let us now shift our focus to another critical yet often unforeseen challenge: the danger posed by abandoned or rogue spacecraft orbiting the Earth and the potential risks they bring to modern space missions. Now turning to the threat of abandoned or rogue spacecraft still orbiting Earth, we unveil a hidden danger that looms above us, largely invisible but undeniably urgent. Over the decades of space exploration, countless satellites, rocket stages, and even entire spacecraft have been left to drift aimlessly in Earth's orbit. These derelict objects, no longer serving a purpose, now pose a significant hazard to modern space activities. Traveling at astonishing speeds of nearly 17,000 miles per hour, even the smallest fragment of debris has the potential to cause catastrophic damage upon collision. Imagine the impact of a piece as small as a paint chip capable of puncturing spacecraft walls or shattering solar panels. Now consider the devastation a collision with a bus-sized rogue spacecraft could unleash. The risks are not confined to orbit alone. Functional satellites, which we rely on for communications, navigation, and weather forecasting, are constantly under threat of being struck and disabled. Worse, a collision could trigger a chain reaction known as the Kessler syndrome, where debris from one impact creates further collisions, exponentially increasing the amount of space junk and rendering certain orbits unusable for decades or even centuries. This scenario would jeopardize future missions, satellite launches, and potentially stall advancements in space exploration. To counter this growing menace, space agencies and private companies are developing ambitious solutions, such as robotic spacecraft capable of capturing and deorbiting large debris, as well as advanced tracking systems that monitor rogue objects in real time. However, no system is perfect, and the sheer volume of debris makes fully mitigating the risk an ongoing challenge. As space becomes increasingly crowded with each new launch, the stakes continue to rise. Humanity's endeavors beyond Earth depend not only on innovation, but also on our ability to responsibly manage the remnants of our exploration efforts. As we peer into the future of space travel, let us now delve into another pressing concern: the risk of near-Earth objects like asteroids colliding with our planet and the measures in place to protect against this cosmic threat. As the next challenge unfolds, we confront the looming threat of near-Earth objects, those wandering asteroids and comets that stray dangerously close to our planet. While the vastness of space might seem to shield us from such encounters, history paints a different picture. These cosmic travelers, some as small as a car and others stretching miles across, have the potential to cause unimaginable destruction upon impact with Earth. Just over 66 million years ago, an asteroid roughly 6 miles wide collided with our planet, leading to the mass extinction of the dinosaurs and a dramatic reshaping of Earth's ecosystems. Though such catastrophic events are rare, even smaller impacts can wreak havoc. For example, in the year 2013, a 20-meter asteroid exploded in the skies over Chelyabinsk, Russia, creating a shockwave that injured over 1,000 people and shattered windows across the region. The danger lies not only in the physical impact but also in the blinding unpredictability of these objects, many of which remain undetected until dangerously close. To safeguard our planet from future impacts, scientists and space agencies are diligently tracking these objects, mapping their trajectories with advanced telescopes and radar systems. Massive global efforts are underway to catalog them, with a special focus on those large enough to cause regional or global devastation. Beyond tracking, humanity is now entering an age of planetary defense. Recent missions like NAS, a double asteroid redirection test or DART, mark a pivotal step in our ability to deflect asteroids by altering their flight paths through deliberate collisions with spacecraft. While this technology is still in its infancy, successes like these offer hope in averting potential disasters. However, there is much work to be done. Thousands of these near-Earth objects remain undiscovered, and the resources required for continuous monitoring and intervention demand global cooperation. With each passing year, as we improve our understanding and tools, we edge closer to ensuring Earth's safety against such cosmic threats. And as we look upward to track these wandering giants, another hidden danger beckons, one tied to the mysteries of our own venture's planetary defense systems and the ambitious steps humanity is taking to protect our shared future. As the next phase of our exploration unfolds, we delve deeper into the remarkable strides humanity is making in planetary defense systems. These systems represent our collective effort to shield Earth from the catastrophic potential of asteroid collisions. At the forefront of these advancements is the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART mission, an innovative endeavor by NASA. This mission made history by demonstrating for the first time our ability to alter the trajectory of an asteroid through a controlled impact. Imagine the precision required launching a spacecraft millions of miles away to collide with a moving celestial body, all with the aim of shifting its path. The success of this mission has paved the way for a new era of proactive defense, offering a glimpse into how technology might avert future disasters. Yet DART is just the beginning. Scientists are exploring a range of other strategies, including gravity tractors, which would use the gentle pull of a spacecraft's gravity to nudge an asteroid off course over time, and even laser-based systems designed to vaporize and redirect smaller threats. These ideas, once confined to the realm of science fiction, are rapidly becoming viable solutions. However, developing these technologies is only part of the challenge. Early detection remains critical. The sooner we identify a threatening object, the more time we have to mount an effective response. This requires a global network of telescopes, radar systems, and satellites working together to scan the skies and map the movements of potential hazards. International collaboration is essential, as no single nation can bear the burden of planetary defense alone. Agreements and partnerships are being forged to pool resources and expertise, ensuring a united front against these cosmic threats. While progress has been remarkable, our work is far from complete. Many asteroids still lurk undiscovered, and as we continue to improve our detection capabilities, we must also refine our defensive strategies. Planetary defense is not just a technological challenge, but a testament to humanity's ability to work together for the survival of our species. It is a reminder of our resilience and ingenuity in the face of the unknown. And as we turn our gaze back to the vast expanse of space, another danger comes into view, one that highlights the fragility and unpredictability of our own engineered creations, the rogue spacecraft drifting silently in Earth's orbit. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us uncover the astonishing strategies that enable astronauts to survive the vacuum of space. Imagine the environment: no air to breathe, no pressure to sustain the human body, and temperatures that can swing from searing heat to freezing cold in an instant. This extreme setting presents challenges that push human ingenuity to its very limits. Survival in such an environment relies entirely on technology and rigorous preparation. Spacesuits are the first line of defense, acting as personal life support systems. These marvels of engineering are designed to maintain stable pressure, provide oxygen, regulate temperature, and even remove carbon dioxide. Modern spacesuits are equipped with multiple layers of advanced materials, including micrometeoroid-resistant outer shells, and are pressurized to replicate the conditions of Earth's atmosphere. However, even the best protective suits can fail, and astronauts must be prepared for emergencies. Training plays a pivotal role here. Before ever setting foot on a spacecraft, astronauts undergo intensive simulations to prepare for worst-case scenarios. They practice handling rapid decompression events, learning how to react swiftly to seal breaches and restore pressure. Survival protocols are drilled repeatedly to ensure that responses become second nature. Beyond training, advancements in spacecraft design also provide an additional safety net. Spacecraft today are equipped with automated systems that monitor pressure, temperature, and oxygen levels, issuing immediate alerts if something goes wrong. Technologies like emergency airlock systems allow astronauts to isolate damaged areas quickly, minimizing exposure and giving crews valuable time to respond. But what if an astronaut is exposed to the vacuum momentarily? Contrary to popular myths, the human body does not explode in space, but the experience is far from survivable without intervention. In such instances, astronauts are trained to exhale immediately to avoid lung damage from expanding gases and to seek pressurization within seconds. Every second counts, as unconsciousness due to oxygen deprivation sets in quickly. Research into future missions continues to push the boundaries of survival technology. Concepts like advanced repair drones and self-healing materials are being explored to address catastrophic breaches. Scientists are also studying the effects of vacuum exposure on the human body to better understand how to mitigate both short-term and long-term impacts. These innovations serve as a testament to human resilience and our relentless pursuit of safety in the most hostile of environments. Yet, as we marvel at these strides in survival, the overarching lesson remains clear. Preparation, technology, and adaptability are the cornerstones of enduring the unforgiving nature of space. And so, as we leave the vacuum behind, our journey turns toward another peril, one closer to home yet equally daunting: the constant threat posed by cosmic radiation drifting through the vastness of space. As the next challenge unfolds, we encounter the invisible yet formidable threat of cosmic radiation. Unlike the radiation we are accustomed to on Earth, this is a ceaseless bombardment of high-energy particles originating from distant stars, galaxies, and even supernova explosions. Without Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field to act as shields, astronauts in space are directly exposed to these harmful rays, putting their health and safety at significant risk. The effects of prolonged exposure include increased chances of radiation sickness, cancer, and even damage to the heart and nervous system. To counter this threat, scientists and engineers have dedicated years to developing innovative shielding technologies. Traditional methods involve using dense materials like aluminum or polyethylene to block radiation, but these add considerable weight to spacecraft, making them less practical for long-duration missions. To tackle this limitation, researchers are exploring lightweight composite materials that provide similar levels of protection while significantly reducing spacecraft weight. Another promising approach involves the use of hydrogen-rich materials, which have shown great potential in absorbing cosmic rays more effectively than traditional options. Beyond structural shielding, futuristic concepts are also being tested. Magnetic deflection systems inspired by Earth's own magnetic field aim to divert incoming radiation away from spacecraft. While still in the experimental stage, these systems could one day provide a powerful, energy-efficient way to safeguard astronauts on interplanetary missions. Another cutting-edge solution under investigation involves wearable radiation protection. Imagine space suits equipped with garments lined with radiation-absorbing materials, an added layer of defense for astronauts performing extravehicular activities outside the relative safety of their spacecraft. However, no solution is perfect yet. The challenge lies in finding a balance between effective shielding, practicality, and mission constraints such as weight and cost. Researchers are also racing to understand the long-term biological effects of cosmic radiation, studying its impact on cellular structures and DNA. By identifying how radiation damages the body, scientists hope to develop medications or treatments that can repair or even prevent such harm. These advancements suggest that the future holds promising breakthroughs, but in the meantime, protection against cosmic radiation remains a critical consideration for every mission beyond Earth's orbit. As we continue to stretch the boundaries of human exploration, our ability to shield against this silent danger will determine how far we can safely travel into the vast expanse of space. And now, with cosmic radiation addressed, let us delve into the very structure of space itself, where hidden dangers take the form of artificial clutter, the ever-growing problem of space debris. As the next challenge unfolds, we turn our attention to the dangers of re-entry, a phase of space exploration often overlooked but fraught with risks. When satellites, spacecraft, or other objects in low Earth orbit succumb to orbital decay, they are pulled back toward our planet by gravity. During re-entry, the intense friction with Earth's atmosphere generates extreme heat, causing most objects to burn up completely. However, not everything disintegrates, a sobering fact when you consider the possibility of debris making it to the surface. While large portions of space hardware are designed to break apart safely during re-entry, some fragments, such as fuel tanks or heat-resistant components, may survive the journey and collide with Earth. Although the odds of such debris hitting populated areas are low, the risk cannot be entirely dismissed. To mitigate these threats, space agencies and scientists relentlessly track objects in orbit, using advanced radar systems and predictive models to monitor their trajectories. This dedicated surveillance allows experts to forecast when and where debris might re-enter Earth's atmosphere, giving affected regions time to prepare. One crucial tool in this effort is re-entry prediction software, which calculates potential impact zones with remarkable precision. In some cases, controlled re-entry procedures are employed, where spacecraft are guided to fall within uninhabited areas, such as the South Pacific Ocean, often referred to as the spacecraft cemetery. Despite these measures, challenges remain. The sheer volume of objects currently orbiting Earth, ranging from defunct satellites to tiny fragments of past collisions, makes monitoring and managing every piece nearly impossible. As our reliance on satellite technology grows, so does the urgency to address this issue. Innovative solutions are being explored, such as the development of self-deorbiting satellites that can remove themselves from orbit at the end of their operational lifespan. Other ideas include using robotic systems to capture and safely dispose of debris or employing drag sails to accelerate re-entry for expired satellites. The ultimate goal is to establish sustainable practices for managing orbital debris, ensuring that space remains a viable frontier for exploration and technology. Every successful re-entry effort represents a step forward in safeguarding both the Earth and the space above it. As we gaze upward, marveling at the wonders of space, let us not forget the importance of keeping our cosmic backyard clean and safe. And with the challenges of re-entry understood, we now shift our focus to a different kind of instability, how varying gravitational forces during space travel can profoundly affect human well-being and the precision of spacecraft navigation. Now turning to the long-term effects of hypoxia, the consequences of oxygen deprivation extend far beyond the immediate dangers. In space, where precise decision-making and optimal brain function are critical, even a brief lack of oxygen can have cascading effects. Over time, prolonged or repeated episodes of hypoxia can impair cognitive abilities, including memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. Scientists have found that low oxygen levels disrupt the brain's ability to process information efficiently, leading to slower reaction times and increased mental fatigue. For astronauts, this could mean difficulty in executing complex tasks, navigating spacecraft, or responding swiftly to emergency situations where every second counts. The brain is particularly vulnerable to oxygen deprivation. Extended exposure to hypoxic conditions can cause structural changes, such as the loss of neurons and reduced brain plasticity, which may affect an astronaut's ability to learn and adapt during long-duration missions. These subtle but significant changes amplify the challenges of living and working in space, where the mental toll of isolation and microgravity is already immense. To counter these risks, space programs employ rigorous simulation training that mimics hypoxic conditions, allowing astronauts to experience and recognize its effects in a controlled environment. These training exercises help them learn how to manage symptoms, maintain composure, and continue functioning under pressure. Technology also plays a vital role in preventing hypoxia during missions. Advanced monitoring systems are integrated into spacecraft and spacesuits to continuously track oxygen levels, ensuring that astronauts remain within safe thresholds. In the event of a sudden drop in oxygen supply, emergency protocols and backup systems are in place to restore breathable air swiftly. Additionally, research continues to explore innovative solutions, such as oxygen-enriched habitats and portable oxygen delivery systems that could offer added protection during critical mission phases. By addressing both the immediate and long-term effects of oxygen deprivation, space agencies aim to safeguard not only the physical health of astronauts but also their cognitive resilience. As we unravel the complex challenges of human performance in space, each advancement brings us closer to ensuring that missions remain safe and successful, even in the most unforgiving environments. With an understanding of hypoxia's far-reaching impact, we now move ahead to explore yet another danger: the extraordinary challenges posed by the lack of a natural day-night cycle in space and its impact on astronaut fatigue. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us delve into the sustainability of long-duration space travel, a frontier filled with both promise and profound challenges. Prolonged missions spanning months or even years expose astronauts to an entirely unique set of physical and psychological stressors. Without gravity, the human body undergoes dramatic changes. Muscles weaken, bones lose density, and cardiovascular health takes a hit. To combat these effects, space agencies have developed rigorous exercise regimens designed specifically for microgravity environments. Astronauts aboard spacecraft or space stations dedicate hours each day to strength and conditioning exercises, utilizing advanced equipment like resistance machines and treadmills equipped with harnesses to simulate the weight-bearing effects of gravity. These tailored routines are essential for maintaining muscle mass, bone strength, and overall physical performance during extended missions. Beyond exercise, nutrition plays a pivotal role in ensuring the health and resilience of space crews. Specialized dietary protocols are meticulously designed to deliver not only adequate calories, but also the right balance of vitamins and minerals that counteract the nutrient losses associated with life in space. For instance, calcium and vitamin D intake is carefully monitored to mitigate bone density loss, while antioxidants are incorporated to combat cellular damage from increased radiation exposure. Scientists are even exploring the growth of fresh produce in space habitats, such as leafy greens and small fruits, to provide astronauts with a sustainable source of nutrients and psychological comfort, a vital consideration during years-long missions to destinations like Mars. Advanced medical treatments also hold the key to addressing the challenges of long-duration space travel. Space agencies are investing heavily in research to develop methods for diagnosing and treating health issues remotely, given that immediate medical interventions are impossible millions of miles from Earth. Virtual reality diagnostics, automated health monitoring systems, and compact medical kits equipped with tools like 3D printed splints or customized medications are already in development. These innovations aim to empower astronauts to manage their health independently, ensuring they are prepared for any medical emergencies that may arise far from home. Furthermore, reconditioning protocols are being refined for the critical phase of reintegration upon returning to Earth. After experiencing an extended period in microgravity, astronauts often face challenges in readjusting to Earth's gravity, such as dizziness, muscle fatigue, and balance issues. As a result, extensive rehabilitation programs are implemented to help them regain their strength, coordination, and cardiovascular fitness. These efforts not only protect astronauts but also inform medical advancements on Earth, benefiting individuals with conditions like osteoporosis or muscle atrophy. Through a combination of innovative exercise regimens, precise nutrition plans, cutting-edge medical solutions, and post-mission recovery strategies, space agencies are paving the way for sustainable long-term human presence in space. Each breakthrough represents a step closer to realizing humanity's ambition of exploring distant planets while ensuring the safety and well-being of those brave enough to make the journey. Now turning to a different yet equally fascinating challenge, let us uncover how the perception of time alters during space travel and the profound impact it can have on an astronaut's mental health and mission success. As the next challenge unfolds, let us delve into the countermeasures astronauts employ to combat space motion sickness, a condition caused by the disorientation that results from the absence of gravity. In microgravity, an astronaut's inner ear, which helps regulate balance, receives conflicting signals about movement and orientation compared to what the eyes perceive. This miscommunication often leads to nausea, dizziness, and even vomiting, particularly during the initial days of adjustment to a weightless environment. To mitigate these symptoms, astronauts undergo comprehensive training before their missions. Simulations using parabolic flights, often referred to as vomit comets, allow them to experience brief periods of weightlessness, helping their bodies gradually acclimate to the sensation of free floating. These sessions familiarize astronauts with the disorientation they may face and prepare them to recognize and manage symptoms more effectively. In addition to training, medication plays a crucial role in managing space sickness. Astronauts are typically equipped with anti-nausea drugs such as promethazine that are specifically chosen for their effectiveness and minimal side effects in space environments. These medications can be self-administered when symptoms arise, ensuring astronauts remain functional and focused on their tasks even during the adjustment period. However, medications are often considered a short-term solution, complemented by natural acclimatization processes. Most astronauts report that their bodies adapt within a few days as the brain learns to reconcile the mixed signals from the inner ear and eyes. Moreover, spacecraft designs are optimized to reduce triggers of motion sickness. For instance, clear visual cues and stable workspaces help astronauts orient themselves and reduce sensory conflict. Crew members are also encouraged to minimize unnecessary head movements during the initial phase of their mission, allowing their bodies to adapt more smoothly to the microgravity environment. These design considerations and behavioral guidelines are key to ensuring a comfortable and efficient working atmosphere on board. Through a combination of targeted training, carefully selected medications, and adaptive strategies within spacecraft, space agencies have developed robust methods to reduce the impact of space motion sickness. These countermeasures not only enhance the immediate well-being of astronauts, but also contribute to the success of their missions by maintaining their operational efficiency. Building on these insights, let us now explore another compelling challenge: how the altered perception of time during space travel influences astronaut performance and psychological health. As we conclude our exploration of the 25 hidden dangers in space, it becomes clear that while space exploration captivates our imagination, it is accompanied by an intricate web of challenges. From micrometeoroids that puncture spacecraft to the mysterious pull of black holes, and from the disorienting effects of altered time perception to the persistent threat of near-Earth asteroids, the cosmos is far from a welcoming frontier. Each of these perils reminds us of the sheer complexity and unpredictability of venturing beyond our terrestrial home. Yet, humanity's drive to overcome these dangers is a testament to our resilience and ingenuity. Through innovation, training, and collaboration, we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, transforming these risks into opportunities for growth and discovery. The lessons we learn in confronting these challenges not only pave the way for safer space exploration, but also deepen our understanding of the universe and our place within it. If you found this journey through the hidden dangers of space as fascinating as we did, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the wonders and mysteries of space. Stay curious and keep looking to the stars.